Veterinario is in Thailand. Nasa Bangkok po kami. At dinayo namin ang aming special guest for today, a long-lost friend, but a friend still. And he works here. Tatanungin natin siya kung ano nangyayari na sa buhay niya dito sa Thailand. Hi guys, it's Mimi here and Jarvis on the background. Welcome to another episode of Veterinario. And this is a special episode because we are not at home. Wala po kami sa bahay. Veterinario is in Thailand. Nasa Bangkok po kami. At dinayo namin ang aming special guest for today, a long-lost friend, but a friend still. And he works here. Tatanungin natin siya kung ano nangyayari na sa buhay niya dito sa Thailand. But first, let us introduce Mr. Jim Caro. Hi Jim. Welcome to Veterinario.
Salamat sa imbitasyon. I'm so glad to be here.
Oo, salamat din at kami ang nang-iistorbo sa'yo. So, last year, Veterinario went to Singapore. So, nung nagpunta kami sa Singapore, marami kaming mga in-interview ng mga OFW sa Singapore. Inalam namin yung lifestyle nila. Pero ngayon, ikaw ang napili naming interviewin kasi para kang OFW.
Yes.
Dahil hindi ka naman talaga taga dito, pero dito ka nagtatrabaho. So, pwede bang in a very, very nutshell, paano ka naging OFW dito sa Bangkok, Thailand?
From the very start, siguro from Philippines, this is my first international gig. So, I got an interview while I was on mission actually. Nasa isang tricycle. Sin-interview ako, sabi, kung gusto ko daw magtrabaho sa Bangkok. Sabi ko, syempre. So, yun, doon nag-umpisa yung international career ko as a communication specialist.
Okay. So si Jim po mga kaibigan ay napakagaling magsulat. Isa siyang writer, isa siyang editor, isa siyang technical person. Nagpakadulbahasa po siya. Nag-aral din po siya sa Australia para yung kanyang kasanayan sa komunikasyon ay lalo pa niyang mapalawig. So, dito ay pareho din po ang kanyang trabaho. But gusto kong malaman, Jim, kamusta ang sitwasyon ng mga katulad mo na nangongontrata dito sa Bangkok ngayon? Anong general sense mo sa buhay ng mga Pinoy na hindi masyadong familiar sa Thailand?
Yeah. I think nung una akong dumating dito, ang common na, stereotype ng mga Pilipino na nagtatrabaho dito ay una, musikero or English teacher. So, that has been a persistent stereotype of Filipinos that come here. Nasabihin niya, Filipino, musician or singer. Or yun, nasa club, ganun. Or English teacher. Pero throughout the years, then more recently, most of the Filipinos that come here are engineers and diplomats. So, most of the, marami na kami sa UN ngayon na nag-work dito. And then, marami na rin yung mga engineers, not only sa machinery, pero sa automotive, but also sa some parts, nag-work din sa civil engineering. So, yun.
So, ibig sabihin, Jim, parang yung repertoire of skills ay nag-expand na siya. Hindi na siya limited to music, hindi na rin siya limited to teaching.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, ikaw highly specialized ka. Nagtatrabaho ka sa United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Yan, napakahabang title. So, Jim, sa palagay mo, yung mga professionals dito, meron ba kayong certain sense of community or watak-watak ba kayo? Wala ba kayong pakialamanan? Para lang bago tayo pumunta doon sa mga questions namin directly about you. So, can you tell us paano nagko-common bond ang mga Pilipino dito?
I think the difference that I experienced dito kumpara sa Australia is I got to see yung mga kababayan agad within a short span of say a week. So within a week may nakilala na agad kaming Pilipino, and then may sense of community na agad. It's not hard to find a Filipino and build a community or family of kumaga yung pamilya mo na parang kapamilya mo na.
Feeling mo
family.
Extended family mo na siya agad.
Yes.
Okay. So, doon sa mga nagtatanong what's so unique about your situation, si Jim po kasi from Philippines ay nagpunta sa Australia at nagsettle sa Australia. Pamilya niya talaga is considered as Australian. So, from Australia, napunta ka pa sa Bangkok. Yun yung ano doon, yung something na anomalous
Yeah.
Kasi normally pag Philippines to Australia, doon ka na. Or Philippines to Thailand, doon ka na.
Yeah.
But not what you did. So, Jim, if you don't mind us asking about your situation, sa larangan ng contracting job mo, as well as other professionals na yung sabi mo mga engineer, okay ba ang pasweldo dito in general sa mga ganyang professions sa Thailand?
When I was in Australia, full-time estudyante ako syempre. But then at some point, I became a barista. So which I love really. Kasi gusto ko yung nakikisalamuha sa mga
Communicator
tao.
ka talaga.
And then nakikiservisyo, etc. But kumpara sa what I would have earned doon at dito, not only as a barista but also as a regular earning individual. Say, if ever na I landed a job there as a communication specialist, medyo malaki lang yung offer dito. So that's why I opted to grab the chance to get back here and then maging contractor. So ayun ang kaibahan. Dahil pagbalik ko doon, tsaka earning in US dollars. So that's why medyo doble. So depending nga rin sa
Ibang rate
exchange
yun.
rate. But yeah, maganda yung rate.
Okay. So, sa palagay mo ba this would be something long-term for you? Or hindi mo na iisip na dito na kayo magre-retire at dito ka na magsasettle permanently?
Actually, the initial plan was for 2 years. That was in 2016. After almost 8 years, 7 years, nandito
Tuloy
pa rin.
Tuloy pa rin. At saka si Jim po, nabanggit niya off-cam, no? May word pa ako na off-cam, na member siya ng running community.
Yes.
I think that's another sense of why you feel na very settled ka na dito kasi meron ka rin extracurricular activities and merong group na nagsusupport sa'yo. Pero have you been a sports buff all your life or ngayon ka lang nag-introduce sa sports na yan, sa running?
Good and bad ang pinag-umpisaan kasi I had COVID and then after those times, I couldn't sustain speaking for 10 minutes. Hihiga na ako. Or be in a meeting, Zoom meeting 1 hour Zoom meeting, hihiga na ako. And then, meron pa akong mga coughing fit for about 1.5 or 2 months.
Wow.
And I couldn't breathe properly. So, binigyan na ako ng popper So, basically, nung nakapag-umpisa na ako makapaglakad ng malayo-layo, sabi ko, miraglo na. So then I literally look for a community. Sabi ko, kahit parang exercise lang na community. And then nakita ko yung, I won't mention the brand for now, pero isang running community. So nag-join lang ako sa app, and then yun, sunod-sunod na yung doon na nag-umisa. So, I wasn't, na-enjoy ko. And the feeling after each run, each workout, talagang kakaiba. It transcends even to the family na
So,
masaya.
parang extended family kayo. So, the reason why we are asking you these questions, talaga ini-extract namin ang iba't ibang facet ng buhay mo, ng personality mo, at kung anong nangyayari sa'yo dito. Kasi, minsan, ang thinking ng mga tao pag OFW, trabaho-bahay lang
Yeah.
Parang walang buhay At ang kanilang lifestyle ay nagpapadala lang sila ng pera sa mga kamag-anak nila sa Philippines. Mostly, yun ang idea. So, because of that, gusto din namin malaman kung, syempre, sabi mo kanina, you opted to work here kasi the rates are definitely better. I'm thinking, you also have this goal to become a veterinaryo yourself.
Of
That you
course.
you want to secure your financial future para sa pamilya mo dahil ikaw ang pinaka-primary breadwinner din. So, how are you in that department, Jim? Are you already working towards, tagalogin natin dara doon sa mga ating mga, ikaw ba ay nagsimula ng mag-ipon sa path ng pagiging veterinaryo?
I think nag-umpisa yun nung tinanong ko si Kuya Jarvis dati, like about stocks and other means of magkaroon ng passive income, etc. So, matagal na ako naghahanap and I've been trying to learn actually stocks ang primary goal ko. And then, the thing is, I've started with savings muna. So, yun ang naging primary goal ko muna. And I was able to open up bank accounts na high-yielding yung rates. Especially sa UN kasi may bangko kami. And that allowed me to put in some money na medyo maganda yung return.
Mhm.
Tapos nag-invest din ako ng mga stock certificates. Tipong magbigay ka ng pera, hindi mo magagalaw. So, and then it earns money. Pero kumbaga hindi mo agad makita pero the moment na nag-mature,
Doon mo na
magugulat ka na
ma-appreciate.
lang.
So, yan yung parang long-term, yung vision mo, setting aside, starting with savings. Pero the practicalities of it, how are you managing your family finances or income? May mga tips ka bang ma-share? Kasi maraming Pilipino na nakikita namin online, nagre-reklamo na, bakit ganon, OFW ako, nagkakandahirap ako. Pero
Yeah.
hindi ko feel na meron akong sense na naiipon dahil lahat ng pera ko palabas.
Yeah.
How is your situation?
May ledger ako.
May ledger. Wala kang spreadsheet katulad ni Jarvis?
Yeah, parang spreadsheet din. Natutunan ko sa tatay ko to yung debit credit na mga ano. So basically, I put in how much money comes in, how much money comes out. And even kahit umaba ng konti, dinidetalye ko yung ginagastos. And then say for a month sa budget, meron akong app na ginagamit wherein I put aside weekly budget. And then once it reaches yung na-diminish na siya, so basically tipid-tipid na kami to the max para bago kami ulit kumaltas from the
So
savings.
sa sitwasyon sa Thailand, ano ang pinakagastos ng isang pamilya dito? Is it pagkain? Is it entertainment? Is it for your family? Anong pinaka nyo?
Entertainment, I think, for us. Kasi ang pagkain mura dito. You wouldn't believe it, but it's cheaper to eat outside rather than
To cook
cooking.
at home.
Yeah. Kasi
At saka
minsan,
maraming pagkain Daming
yeah.
ano.
So, I mean, pag kumain ka sa labas, kumpara sa bibili ka ng putahe, etc. Unless pumunta ka sa market ng locals, then you can save up probably.
Pero pag mag-grocery ka dito, medyo mataas ang presyo ng bilihin.
Yes,
mabuti
exactly.
pa bumili-
Especially
kumain
for
na lang sa
expats
labas.
like us. Hindi naman kami makahagal ng presyo. So that's why we end up with a little bit more expensive than the locals. So if kahit nasa kami, sa local market.
So, yun ang isang tipid-tip mo. Kailangan minomonitor mo yung expenses. Meron ka pa bang ibang masishare na tip?
I think natutunan ko to along the way wherein you set aside your needs and wants and then yung savings ba na goals.
So,
And basically
meron ka ring amount.
we aim for savings goal for every actually I try to set aside 50% of my salary to savings. Although nagagalaw namin pauti-uti along the way, pero in the long run, nagbi-build up siya. Kasi we aim higher than what we can sort of normally afford to save.
Para may buffer ka.
Oh, yes.
Para may
Nag-uumpisa
buffer.
na doon.
Okay. So, may panahon ka pa ba mag-side gig with the type of job that you have right now? Para meron kang something extra.
Yeah. During contract breaks, I do accept mga speaking engagement, yan, or magtuturo. So, yan. So, kumbaga, yung knowledge product mo, ma-market mo lang sa mga institutions. So, yun yung ino-offer kong services. So, risk communication training. So, basically, professional services. That's what I offer. And most of the time, I equip other communications professionals or minsan yung mga non-communication professionals to be able to come up with communication strategies. Yung mga ganun.
So, ibig sabihin, kahit na medyo maganda na ang position mo, nandun pa rin ang extra strategy na magkaroon ka pa ng side gig
Yeah.
para ma-fulfill and makapag-ipon pa. Para ma-fast track ng konti yung pag-iipon mo.
Yes.
What do you think is the biggest struggle of a contractor or of OFW here in Thailand in terms of managing their finances or in terms of feeling secure financially?
I think what I observe is yung common problem is some of the companies they don't offer yung visa coverage. So that's why minsan sila na nalakad ng kanilang visa. So that eats up most of their money. Kasi ang mahal ng visa to stay here or So, I mean, depende sa makukuha mong gig. Although, I've seen some Pinoys had their own company services offered here. And then, they're able to take in students like sa swimming, yan, mga coaches dito.
So, mahilig ba ang mga Pinoy mag-offer din ng mga ganon para makaipon din sila? Example, mahilig akong mag-bake. Pwede ba akong magtinda dito ng cakes, ng mga kakanin? Legally, kailangan ko ba ng permit? O patago ba to? Sa mga Pilipino lang ba to? Pwede ba yung ganon? Doon sa mga hindi katulad ng profession mo, ang kanilang mga work?
I think some people do that, especially through yung mga marketing apps, Lazada, Shopee. The big companies, they do it like meron ditong Calamansi Kitchen, Lola's Kitchen. So basically yung mga Filipino restaurants, they also do that through legal means.
So parang
anyway,
nakikiride on sila doon para legit silang pwede makapag-trade.
I'm not saying na hindi illegal yung ginagawa ng ibang
Yeah.
online.
But some of them wanted to make sure na okay sila. So, kung hindi katulad ng level ng expertise mo ang mga Filipino OFW dito, sa palagay mo ba, Jim, nakakapag-ipon din sila?
Yes, I know some people, they mas better off sila dito than if they have stayed in the Philippines.
So, ibig sabihin, okay pa rin pala talaga.
Oo, kahit
Okay
kaunti lang yung increase or say 15,000 pesos meron nila doon, tapos dito mga 20, 35, yung counting yung dagdag na yun, it means a lot dun sa strategy nila sa finances.
So, Jim, sa palagay mo, what sort of jobs will be the next wave of requirements here for Thailand? Sino-sino ang mga next type of people from na mga Filipinos ang pupunta dito? O pareho pa rin ba or whatever?
I think nagkakaroon ng there's an increasing trend to yung mga professionals, yung engineers ay dumadami yung demand. But also I've seen some people also companies dito na demanding for sports coaches. So from swimming, actually yun sa service din. So yung may mga barista dito na sought after. Mga tipong nagtrabaho sa Singapore na mga Pinoy.
Pinapirate nila pumunta dito.
Pupunta rito.
Okay, so ibig sabihin, Filipinos who want to get out of the Philippines to work here, may possibility pa rin. Maraming potential, maraming opportunity.
Legally. I think I would rather them go through legal means.
Agency or whatever.
Pwedeng direkta eh.
Pwedeng direkta sa company.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes these companies would seek you out kasi like they're on the lookout, especially for Filipinos kasi malaki kasing expat community dito and they want someone who can speak the language, meaning they can speak English properly and are good with the clients. In terms of client service, I think Filipinos are one of the best.
So hanggang dito nagsashine pa rin ang mga Pilipino. So anong advice mo sa ating mga Pilipino na gusto pumunta sa Thailand? Anong mga top 3 things in a list na pwede mong sa kanila?
If they're going to work here?
Yeah, kung interested sila. Ano bang dapat na baon nila? Wag sila ganon, or dapat maging ganon sila? O anong mga tip mo?
Ang mga Thais, madali naman silang makisama pero I think primarily you have to be truthful in your sa iyong profession. So, kung ano yung dadalhin mong serbisyo, yun ang pakita mo. And then yung pangalawa siguro when you're able to land a job here, yung tiyaga lang and then pagpupursige. And then yung pangatlo siguro is being consistent in what you do dito sa Kasi yun yung nakita kong mga bagay na very common among Filipinos here, regardless of their job. Honest sila sa trabaho nila and then persistent sila yung pagiging consistent nga.
Okay, so ibig sabihin talagang parang gusto kong magtrabaho dito sa Thailand. Ganda na. Bye, Papa. Okay, Papa, meron ka po bang additional questions kay Jim?
Wala naman.
Okay na. Okay, so ang ating mga friends in the background, meron ba kayong additional question kay Jim? Wala na rin. Okay, Jim, thank you very much for your time. Alam ko ay nabahala ka namin, pero binisita ka talaga namin para makipagkwentuhan sa iyo even for just a short time. And thank you very much for guesting dito sa Retironario. Our subscriber numbers are growing slowly but surely. And I think yung sinabi ko nga sa iyo, marami kang na-share na siguro walang idea yung iba. Because Thailand is kind of like a quiet, bubbling country na parang natatabunan siya ng other countries like Singapore, for example.
Exactly, yes.
So, ngayon, kailangan i-put it in the spotlight din para mapakita natin na kung ano yung opportunities na meron dito. So, again, thank you. Good luck.
Salamat.
At sana ay matupad mo ang iyong mga pangarap na maging veterinaryo like us.
Yes.
So, with that, any last words before I finally close?
I think in terms of financial literacy, you have to live it in terms of kumbaga, live by what you want, kumbaga. And then like what I mean by that is say kung gusto mo talagang magkaroon ng financial freedom. Be surrounded by resources or even people who have the same passion. And then ako, primarily nung nag-umpisa ako sa gantong I've been following people online who have been giving tips. Not only Retro Narrario channel, but also people online sa YouTube na nagbibigay, like si Chinky Tan, they give also good tips. And other people online. Minsan, instead of doom scrolling, I've been scrolling people who have give snippet, several tips on how to save and what
Yung may
how to move
worthwhile
forward.
yung time mo, kumbaga.
Yes, exactly. So basically, not a dull moment if you're online. Make sure it counts and you will earn money kahit hindi pa sa ngayon. So it will come in the
Yeah,
future.
yan ang maganda, yung positive and optimistic attitude. Okay, so sa palagay ko ay clear na sa ating mga nanonood na nasa isang magandang Thai restaurant tayo ngayon dahil sinasample natin ng local cuisine. So Jim, the pasasalamat is sa ulitin.
Yes,
Baka
of course.
magkaroon tayo ng part 2 dapat veterinaryo ka na by then. So hanggang dito na lang on behalf of my co-veterinaryo anchor and partner in life, Jarvis. Ako po si Mimi na nagsasabi. Goodbye for now. Sama-sama po tayo maging veterinaryo. Bye!